Good morning. Welcome to South TV. This is Monica Kunsekwe Guta, life coach, author, compiler, and speaker. The titles goes on. I'm so excited. This morning we have Maxine Willocks. Maxine is a wellness coach, but I will allow Maxine to introduce herself to you all. Good afternoon, Maxine.
Good afternoon, Monica. Thank you so much for the opportunity to sit with you and have a conversation about wellness. It is near and dear to my heart. And I want to share what I know so everyone can, I want everyone to have the quality of life that I am experiencing, even during this pandemic.
Right.
And that is what wellness has given me. So to summarize what I do, Monica, is my end result is to help people get to their deepest desires. And how I do that is through wellness.
Okay. So before we go deeper into that, is this all you do? Wellness? So if I say, who is Maxine? What would you tell me? Because it sounds wellness is just a component of who you are. But
Absolutely.
who is Maxine Willocks?
Well, my greatest achievement is I'm a mother. I'm a daughter. I'm a fighter for the underserved. I'm that gal that you can call and count on at the last minute when you need a friend. I'm someone who stays even. I'm a bundle of compassion, kindness, but I'm also a lioness.
Oh, wow. I love that. I love that. That's so true. That is the Maxine I know. And there is a part where I keep taking you whenever we talk. I have heard so many people talking about your Jamaican cooking, and my goodness, I can't wait for the day I will just get my hands on whatever you cook. I think it will be delicious. I hope somewhere along the line you still are going back to opening that restaurant. I don't know. I don't think it's something that should just go.
Well, Monica, I like to think that now I am creating different recipes.
All right. Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Once a chef, always a chef. But now I cook for the people that I love and care about.
Brilliant.
Yes.
So how did you get to, what motivated you to focus on health and wellness?
No, Monica, thank you so much for asking that. Health and wellness has always been a lived experience. But what motivated me was, I'm coming out of a situation that was not, I was not living my highest good. And coming out of this situation, I was lost, I was broken, and I got tired of running.
Right.
And I stepped into my fear. I started to change the language that I spoke to myself. I started to speak with compassion, kindness, understanding, and love. And I noticed the subtle impacts that had on me. I started to like myself again, trust myself. And that just led from one thing to another. I started to pour the love and kindness that I naturally shared with my friends and my family and whoever I came in contact with. I started to give that to myself. And the result of that, how I felt, I started to trust myself. So building on myself through eating well, getting out in nature, I felt the sense of my power returning. And then I made the connection that the more I gave myself, the more attention that and love and compassion that I poured into me, the less that I needed from the outside world.
Right.
I was filling up my own cup.
Wow, Maxine, that just as you were explaining all that, it gave me goosebumps, because most people, women especially, can relate to what you are talking about. You don't need to go into anything, but when you speak, every woman who has gone through stuff, or who is going through stuff right now, can actually feel you. They can understand what you are saying. I'm just hoping that they will be able to absorb it, understand it, and if they haven't, replay this video again, understand what you just said, so that they realize that every person needs to take a pause, dig deep, and realize that my cup is running too low. I need to fill it myself, so that I'm able to give others. Because you cannot give from what you have.
Monica, are you still there? I think you froze a little bit.
I don't know what happened there. Are you still frozen, Maxine?
Am I frozen? Can you hear me, Monica?
You froze. We froze for a bit.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now. You froze for a bit. So
okay, yeah.
I can now, yes.
Wonderful. I do apologize.
So did you get what I said?
You know,
no problem. It's a technology. With everybody working from home, I think technology is getting flooded, but we carry on.
You know, Monica, I don't know who I'm speaking to, but I know that I'm going to speak to that one person that is in that situation where they feel hopeless, they feel stuck, and they feel undeserving of love and compassion. And that is what motivates me to extend that hand of love and compassion, because we've all gone through it. And I just want to share with people, especially women, that you can beat this, that there is a power and a force within you, that if you stop and you listen and you feel, that you can connect with this. It's not easy. It takes time. But there has never been a better time, a better day, a better moment than right now to start reaching for your best authentic life.
Fantastic. Reaching for best authentic self as well.
Yeah.
So what else do you do? So what do you do? How do you, to start with, what steps did you take to get to where you are? Because there would be somewhere where you think it's enough. Now I take these steps, and now we will end up getting to how you manage to focus on the health and wellness products that you have.
Monica, this is going to scare people, but the first step that you have to taking back control of your life, is to step into your fear. I see fear different. What if we saw fear as a friend, as the best place to grow? And, you know, stepping into your fear can be maybe not running away, maybe leaning into it. But once you step into your fear and you understand what is going on, that fear cannot hurt you, that it can change your outlook on things. And once you start leaning into it, you begin to see glimpse of freedom. And that freedom, once you get to that other side of fear, it just changes your world. It changes your mindset. The trust and the confidence that you develop within, that is internal power. And once you build your internal power, no one can take that away from you.
And nothing can stop you.
And nothing can stop you.
So this brings us to the creativity part. And it's linked to your passion.
Oh, yes.
In the picture you sent me, you are holding this beautiful jar. Can you show us?
Yes, and I hope, yes.
Yes.
Oh, Max.
Oh, Max. Oh, my goodness. So how did you create that and what are its benefits?
Well, Omax is created 52 years of my life, of the things that I haven't done well, of the things that I have done well. So it's a combination of everything. And I've always been into wellness and nutrition and natural products because, contrary to what people believe, you're the only one that can heal yourself. And it is easier than you think. We're taught to believe that we have to go here to go see a professional. And in some cases, that is true because, some people do have real deep mental illness and sickness. But you can start to take back your own power. And once you start releasing the things that no longer serve you, this infinite power that we're born with, our soul, connecting with your soul, you would be surprised what it releases and it reveals to you once you start listening. I love to create anything out of wellness. And magnesium is one of those products that I love because for me, I've seen how magnesium releases my stress. It releases and relaxes my mind, my muscles. I use it in my hair, on the follicles, on the roots to grow my hair. This is a natural product mixed with natural magnesium brine, shea butter, mango butter, kokum butter. So what it does to your skin, how it tightens your skin, it moisturizes your skin. It's topical, so you don't have to ingest it.
Right.
So I just love how it just slides on and it makes my skin feel so smooth. And 4 natural products.
Wow.
4 natural products.
In one jar.
In one jar, And when you put this product on, all I ask is just take the time for you. Take the time to moisturize that product in, to just show yourself some love, some kindness, some compassion. And that is what I put into my products. Because when you start giving yourself that, the things that manifest in you just radiate out, and that glow of love, that's a natural byproduct.
Fantastic. So I see you have other products right behind you. What are those?
Oh, those are some other products that I'm working in. I have a magnesium spritz. Like when you just feel like you need a little something to lift you up.
Okay.
It is the magnesium and a little bit of frankincense. In my products as well, I put some lavender for calming effects.
Okay.
I have hair products that I'm developing with tea tree oil. A lot of women, sometimes they braid their hair and they get little bald spots, right? Or maybe they just want their hair to grow and thrive. So I'm taking the time to test out these products to get some results and, just to do it in an organic way. I'm not rushing. I'm taking my time to give my best.
I see that The passion is oozing through. I can see that all over you, Maxine. That's exciting. And so, if somebody wants to, do you do private consultations?
Absolutely, Monica. Connect at omax3m.com. We'll put that in the chat. Yeah.
And what sort of things will you be looking at? Or looking?
Monica, I consider myself a confidential friend, and I help people come out of toxic relationship, be it personal, professional, or maybe you just want a better way of honoring your life. And I've developed a simple, basic approach. I call it a 3M approach.
All right.
I involve nature because the healing power of nature. Monica, when I was in my situation, I went for a walk every day, sometimes twice a day. I would just sit and listen to the birds, and I would close my eyes. And the healing of the birds just singing. Other times I would go with my sadness and I would release it to nature. My mind would feel relaxed when you meditate in nature. That's one of the M's that I love. Meditating in nature, just by listening to what nature has to offer. Seeing the beautiful flowers, how they just grow free. The animals, how they run, and they live in the moment. They don't think about yesterday, what went wrong, or tomorrow. They're present. So the lessons that nature teaches us, once we just open and we look, we can take so much of it and implement it into our daily lives and our happiness.
I totally agree.
Yeah. The other M is mastering nutrition, because I'm a chef. And just simple basic concept, how to eat, what veggies to pair with your protein. So mastering your nutrition. And the other M is movement through exercise.
Right.
And if you go to the gym, that's fantastic. But if you're someone, especially now, that's confined for home, movement through stretching, going for a walk in nature, just getting that body moving and going. The three combined together, you're going to have immediate results. And my fourth M, my magnesium. Girl, to release that tension in your mind and muscles. Woo! That's my kryptonite, my secret weapon.
I can't wait to get my hands on that one.
Yeah, and if you're at home, natural sunlight, move the curtains, open up the window, get some fresh air, some oxygen go into your brain. Just little reminders. We know, but we forget.
Absolutely. And also how we are always wearing shoes, especially out here. We don't realize how much we are missing out from healing through the grounding of stepping onto the grass, stepping onto the ground, and absorbing the energy that comes from the ground. They call it grounding.
Monica, don't get me started, because I'm already vibrating high. Oh, man. Do you remember when we were kids and we would be outdoors playing, and we would take our shoe off and we would be doing cartwheel and we would be lying in the grass? Those, for me, and I don't know, maybe people can relate to it, were the happiest times. Do you know why people love children? Because children don't hold grudge.
Mm,
Children live in the moment.
that's
They
true.
see and they connect with nature. They hear the trees whistling. They climb the trees. They know that the trees give us fruits. The trees give us houses with the lumber. We are so connected to nature. No, Monica,
Yes.
they call me nature girl. Because the people, they see me walking every day.
Yes.
And in nature, they see me in the rain. They see me in the snow. They see me in the wind because I love to be in nature. Because
Yes.
when you go out in nature, you feel the different elements. And how
Mm,
I connect that to my life is it's like life when you're feeling different emotions. If
yes.
you don't go out there and experiment and feel it, how are
Mm-hmm.
you going to know how to handle it? When I'm in the rain, I dress with my raincoat and I feel the rain. And once you start feeling it, you know that, hey, it's not so bad. It actually feels good. It's refreshing. You know,
And
when I'm in the wind, I have my windbreaker
yes.
and you build a resistance to it. And it's the same thing with emotions.
And all those sounds are therapeutic in their own way.
Absolutely.
That is fantastic. So I see your, can you describe the collage behind you? I see that there is, what is it? What does it mean?
Monica, this is my wellness wall. And when I come to my office, I spend a lot of time in my office, and perhaps some of you do as well. And I'm reminded of the beauty of planet Earth. I mean, a lot of people talk about heaven, can't wait to get to heaven. For me, this is heaven. Wellness, kindness, love. These are words that are important to me because this is what I want to impart on people. Because I believe my philosophy is I teach all that I have become. I
Mm,
want to teach this through my actions. And this
right.
wellness wall is I'm from Jamaica and I want to go back to my country. I want to change mindsets. I want to talk about conversations that people don't necessarily talk about. I
Mm,
want to empower people to have boundaries, to build healthy relationships with themselves. Because, Monica, once you have boundaries and you understand what
mhm.
boundaries mean, you become the author and the movie star of your story
Yeah,
because you understand how you allow people to treat you and how you want to be treated.
fantastic. Absolutely. And so when you talked about boundaries that you can create for yourself, but also boundaries that you can teach others, because there's a lot of people who do not know and understand what boundaries mean. They think that when one is establishing boundaries, they're being rude. And yet it's not that at all. It's healthy to have healthy boundaries.
Absolutely. And, that's one of the things that my self care practice, and self care is a practice, it's a
Mhm.
practice of your well being and your happiness. And who doesn't want to be happy?
Right.
Through my self care, I realize that it's okay to put myself first because when I'm at my best, I give my best. I'm
Mm.
a better mother. I'm a better coworker. I'm a better spouse because I'm present.
Mm.
I understand how to listen better. I understand, through someone's language because I'm listening and I'm more attentive what they're actually asking me for,
Mhm.
although their words may not correspond with
Right.
what they're asking for. So self-care is going to help you develop a better version of yourself.
And a better way to listen to what is not being said. because not all the time that somebody speaks, they actually say everything that they need. But if you're centered and you're grounded and you yourself are feeling complete, you will also be able to listen to someone who is saying something, but without saying it. And they might actually be crying for help. And you will be able to be there for them because your senses now are heightened up, and you are able to say, I hear you, even without saying anything. You can connect with that person. It's amazing.
Absolutely. And Monica, I want people to understand that healing is an ongoing process.
Yes.
Everyone needs healing, and everyone needs to work on their healing. You know, we're born into this world, and we've taken on the energy of our parents, of belief systems, of the environment around us. And a lot of it is counterproductive to this infinite power of who we are. And that's why it's important to go within. When you want the answers, you know, you don't look out there, look in here.
Okay. So with everything that's going on right now, I want you to probably mention a couple of tips that people can use whilst they're at home. There's news bombarding them. There is family and friends who are anxious about one thing or the other. There is so much fear, and probably with being at home, we are eating more than we normally used to do. So what can we do with the self-care while some people live by themselves, other people are living with their toxic partners, and there's no separating from that because of the situation? What are the tips can you give, maybe 3 or 5, to say this is how you can look after yourself in this moment, in this season of COVID, self-isolation and stuff like that?
Monica, thank you so much, because you know when you were talking, I just went back to when I was feeling that. One of the things, the first thing I would say is take time for yourself. A lot of times your emotions are speaking to you, whether you have an ache, a pain, that's your body talking to you. So stop and listen. Think about this. Do you take time for yourself in the morning, or do you just rush off and start with your day? So I would say the number one thing that you can do is when you wake up, gratitude. Set your mind in gratitude. You know, say, you know what? Thank you for this beautiful day. Thank you for my life. Just list off a couple of things that you're grateful for. The other thing that you can do is forgive someone, whether someone that upset you yesterday or someone that has hurt you in the past. Forgive them, because forgiveness is for you, not that person.
Right.
The other thing is do something that you love. Just think, if you have kids, I'm going to use this example. How excited is a child when you make their favorite breakfast? Do something for you. Whether it's making something that you love, having a bath. When you wash your face, do you stop and look in the mirror and say, you know what? You're looking good. Pay yourself compliments. Say a kind word to yourself. You know what? Even if you don't believe it, start doing it over and over. show compassion to yourself.
Yes.
Go for a walk, get fresh air. When you're feeling flustered and all that negative news is coming on, you need to distract your mind, because the mind is a great, everything that you have ever accomplished in your mind, it keeps a record. So whenever negative things come up in your mind, that data collection of negative things comes. So you have to break that pattern. So getting fresh air, going for a walk, distracting yourself to breaking that negative pattern of thinking is also a great way. So that's why when you're upset and those negative things are coming on, you have to stop and breathe, because that breaks the cycle and pattern. A lot of times we're reactive. We say things that we don't mean, but just stop, let it out, and it'll break that cycle. The other thing that works wonders for me is I live my life thinking about who I can help. If I'm feeling down, sometimes I call a friend and I say, hey, I'm thinking about you. Are you okay? What does that do? That takes the focus off of you. And you reaching out to someone else and showing kindness and compassion.
Yeah.
You know what? Chances are that's going to be reflected back to you. So,
Yes.
I believe that those are some of the basic things that, we tend to forget about, that we can implement next time that we're feeling down. And here's the other thing, Monica, we're surrounded by negative news cycle. But, there's also a lot of positive, equally, if not more, happening in the world. So find that positivity, because I know that, we come home, we turn on the TV, we watch the news. Put on some music, right? Get that vibration going. Dance.
Yes.
Dancing is one of the quickest ways to elevating your vibration. If you got a good voice, sing while you're dancing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So people can take news fast. You can just take news fasting, and you decide to fast from the news for about a whole week, a whole month if you can. And then another thing that I see happening a lot is there's been so much division, and you see people tearing each other apart on social media. And you're thinking, you are in your own house, you are at home, and you end up just having an argument with someone who is in another country, who are in their own home. Just try not to feed into that. Step back, because our mind, as you were saying, our brains, they're a sponge. They take everything, and some of it you'll be conscious, and some of that, even if you say, oh, the television is on, I'm not paying attention, your subconscious mind absorbs everything. Which is why, if you have a friend or a partner or anybody who spends a lot of time with you, and all they say are such subtle negative innuendos, your subconscious mind is recording everything. And then, without even realizing, you start to experience some self-doubt. You starting to feel less confident. So you need to, taking the break, like you said, remove yourself. Take a break from that situation, from that person, for a couple of hours, so that you are able to bring yourself back. I'm excited about this, and we are going to be seeing you, Maxine, every fortnight, and you'll be bringing us different topics on health and wellness. Is there anything that you want to share with our audience? A final word or anything?
Monica, I would just like to say that there has never, ever been a better time to step into your authentic well-being. Right now, at this moment, today is the best day. We are infinite beings.
Mm.
You know, when I started my healing, Monica, the first thing that I did, I got rid of the TV. I do not own a TV because a television tells you how you should look, how you should feel, how you should be, what you should own. How many people are on this planet? How can we have one rule for so many people? Start finding your own truths. Start living your life through your eyes, through your belief system. I'm telling you, Monica, and I hope you can feel my energy and my vibration. Life is beautiful. It is infinite. Fear is your friend. And on the other side of fear is freedom.
Freedom. Fantastic. So I'm just going to read a couple of comments from someone is saying, God bless you. I'm hoping that the tips that you have given them is going to help them. And Teresa Dangwa here is recapping, connecting with Mother Nature, meditation, mastering nutrition, movement through exercise, and magnesium.
Oh, yeah!
Yeah.
Were you the one, Teresa? Was I talking to you?
Absolutely. Teresa, I'm inviting you to Teresa's platform. So I will connect you with Teresa because she also has her own audience, and I think it would be good that you share this information of, health and wellness. A compassion. So she also says that compassion to yourself is an empowering tool. And finally, you receive what you intentionally give to others. So Maxine, I want to thank you so much for taking time to come and, bring us back to refocusing on what is important to us. Without our well-being, there's no us. Because we're destructive, we are disrupted, we are destructive, and we are not good for anyone. So it is important that we constantly come back to recentering ourselves, ask ourselves who we want. If you are still in alignment with our vision, our passion, and everything that we stand for. But most of all, in this moment, in this season, we need to care, not just for us, but to care for other people too. We need to be mindful of others as well, because when they say to us, wear a mask, sometimes it's not about us, but it is about being mindful of the other person, because we don't know what physical struggles they're dealing with. And so if you, by wearing a mask, you're making them less anxious because of the health challenges that they have, you will have done a great deal in helping them have a good or a better day. Thank you, everyone. Once again, this is Self TV, and it's Monica Kunsekwe Guta with Maxine Willocks, our wellness coach. Have a great day and have a great evening and morning, depending on which part of the world you are. Thank you.